bringing some chico and then chico is going to come from he's going to be 15 on deck and okay.
A great African scholar by the name of Dr. Benjamin E. Mays said, "It's 11:59 on the clock of destiny, and life is like a minute, only 60 seconds in it. Forced upon you, can't refuse it. Didn't seek it, didn't choose it, but it's up to you to use it. You'll suffer if you lose it, give account if you abuse it. It's only a minute, but eternity is it. And with that minute, you, me, and we can change and transform the world." Now, if you really believe that we in this place can change and transform the world, would everyone please say Ashe? Ashe. Oh, it's got to be stronger than Ashe. Ashe. Wonderful. Ashe means I agree. This West African word means let it be so, but it also represents the activating energy and the presence of the Spirit that is both within us and around us at all times. And so we will be using that as our call and response. Would you give a strong round of applause to Egu Omode for welcoming the Spirit? Yes, we are all children of the ancestors. Welcome to Kwanzaa. As a matter of fact, Habari Gani. What's that? What does that mean? Oh, for those of you who may not know, during the week of Kwanzaa, we always greet each other with Habari Gani. What does that mean, everybody? What's the news? And the proper response is the principle of the day. And the principle of today is what? Nia. And what does Nia mean, everybody? Purpose. Wonderful. My name is Dr. Chika Akua, and I'm going to be guiding you through some of the preliminaries about what Kwanzaa is all about. And then, in just a little bit, we'll be bringing on the group that you all came to see. And that is none other than Giwayen Mata, right. Well, brothers and sisters, I know most of you already know what Kwanzaa is. And it's celebrated by tens of millions of African people all over the world. But there's still a lot of our people who don't know what it is. And so even though many of you know what it is, I'm going to teach you a little bit because you may have to teach it to somebody else. Ashe? So we begin with the question, what is Kwanzaa? Just what is Kwanzaa? Well, Kwanzaa is a Swahili word which means first fruits. Everybody say first fruits. And it is a harvest celebration. It's an African-American cultural holiday that's celebrated from December 26th to January 1st, and it is a cultural holiday. Now, some of the interesting things about it is that the word Kwanzaa comes from a Swahili word, again, meaning first fruits. It's an African-American and Pan-African. Everybody say Pan-African. Pan-African means that wherever we happen to be on the face of the earth, we are African people, whether we're in the United States of America, whether we're in the islands of the Caribbean, whether we're in Central and South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, wherever we are an African people. Ashe? So this is an African-American and Pan-African cultural holiday. It is a harvest celebration. And in addition to that, it emerged out of the Black freedom struggle of the 1960s. Ashe? It was created by Dr. Maulana Karenga. And Dr. Karinga, through his organization, US, back in 1966, created Kwanzaa as a way for us to recenter and reconnect to our family, to our community, and our culture. Dr. Karinga is also the chair of the Department of Black Studies at California State University, Long Beach. And he is what we would call a scholar activist, Ashe, and a scholar warrior. In addition to creating Kwanzaa, he is an amazing scholar and researcher who has written books like Selections from the Hosea, Sacred Wisdom from Ancient Egypt, Ma'at, The Moral Ideal in Ancient Egypt, the Oduifa, the ethical text of the Yoruba, Introduction to Black Studies, and Kawaii, the questions of life and struggle. But one of the things that Dr. Karinga has been teaching all the way back into the 60s, he said the key crisis in African American life is a cultural crisis. That is the views and the values. And then he went on to tell us that until we break the monopoly the oppressor has on our minds, that liberation is not only impossible, but unthinkable. Ashe? And so Kwanzaa is an opportunity for us to come together and celebrate the best of our culture at a time when the worst of our culture is often placed in broad media circulation. Ashe? And so one of the things that you can always expect at a Kwanzaa celebration is a libation ceremony. Ashe? And the libation ceremony is when we welcome the ancestors. So a libation ceremony is where we take the time to elevate and celebrate and evaluate our ancestors. Now, when we say ancestors, an ancestor in African tradition is very different than the common understanding of what an ancestor is. And so we're going to honor, elevate, evaluate, and celebrate our ancestors. But an ancestor is not just someone who lived and died in your family line. No, an ancestor is someone who lived their life based on traditional African principles of truth, justice, and righteousness, dignity, and integrity. Ashe? And so we call their names to call to remembrance what they did for us and to evoke the spirit of what they lived by, the principles that they lived by. So as we go through this libation ceremony, I'm going to be calling the names of some of our ancestors. Some of the names you may know, some of the names you may not be familiar with. But that just means we have some homework to do. Ashe? Right. So as we pour libation, we want to center ourselves and get ready to receive the blessings that our ancestors have bestowed upon us through their struggles over the millennium. So we begin by pouring libation and giving honor to the Most High, who is known by many names and worshipped in many ways, certainly the one source and the one force through which we all live, move, and have our being. Ashe? We pour libation for God, the great ancestor, the God of our First Nations and great civilizations, the God of our weary years and the God of our silent tears, the one who has brought us thus far along the way. Ashe? And as we call the names of our different ancestors, we pour a few drops of water into a plant, because we are made up of mostly water. We pour libation for those of our ancestors who built our First Nations and great civilizations, those such as Imhotep, the father of medicine, Ptahhotep, who wrote the oldest complete text in the world, Hatshepsut, who ruled ancient Kemet for over 20 years in complete peace, and Queen T, the magnificent queen of the famed 18th dynasty. Ashe? We pour libation for those of our ancestors from West Africa, such as Sundiata, the Lion King of Mali. Ashe? Abubakar II, who gave up the throne to travel to what other people would later refer to as the New World. Ashe? Mansa Musa, the wealthiest person in human history. Ashe? For Sunni Ali Bear. Ashe? For Ahmed Baba. Ashe? We pour libation for those of our ancestors from North and West Africa that are referred to as the Moors, who lifted Europe out of the Dark Ages with their science and technology. Ashe? We pour libation for those of our ancestors who resisted the onslaught of the colonizers who came to rule and who came to ruin. And so we pour libation for Yah Santiwa and Queen Nzinga. Ashe? We pour libation for those Africans whose names and faces we may never know, because they did not survive the Middle Passage, which is the trip by ship from Africa to America. That took anywhere from 3 weeks to 3 months. But in order for us to be here, we are here because someone refused to die. Ashe? We are the children of those who chose to survive. And they came on ships with names like brotherhood, justice, integrity, gift of God, liberty, and the good ship Jesus. Ashe? We pour libation for those of our ancestors who were the maroon leaders, those who refused to be captured, those who refused to be enslaved. We pour libation for those of our ancestors who helped to lead the Haitian Revolution, those such as Boukman, Dessalines, Toussaint. Ashe? We pour libation for other maroon leaders, such as Yanga and Makanda. Ashe? We pour libation for those freedom fighters who came to the shores of America and showed us how to resist oppression and fight for our freedom. Those such as Frederick Douglass and Martin Delany. Ashe? We pour libation for the great mothers of the early movement, such as Ida B. Wells and Harriet Tubman and Sojourner Truth. Ashe? We pour libation for the great institution builders who knew that they needed to build institutions that outlived and outsurvived them, such as Booker T. Washington, the founder of Tuskegee University. Ashe? Mary McLeod Bethune, who founded Bethune-Cookman College and University. Ashe? And Marcus Garvey, who founded the Universal Negro Improvement Association. Ashe? We pour libation for those of our ancestors who reintroduced us to our traditions, such as Noble Drew Ali of the Moorish Science Temple. Ashe? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad of the Nation of Islam. Ashe? Rabi Ben Ami of the Hebrew Israelites. Ashe? We pour libation for Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. Ashe? We pour libation for Coretta Scott King and Betty Shabazz. Ashe? We pour libation for other mothers of the movement, such as Rosa Parks, Dorothy Cotton, Septima Clark, and Ella Baker. Ashe? We pour libation for those who raised the black fist and taught us how to defend what we have developed and protect what we have produced. Ashe? We pour libation for Huey Newton. Ashe? For Fred Hampton and Mark Clark. Ashe? We pour libation for those that made their appearance among us as master teachers. But we didn't see them as master teachers. They taught us to defend ourselves. But they taught us this lesson in a very difficult way. We pour libation for Trayvon Martin. Ashe? For Freddie Gray. Ashe? For Sandra Bland. Ashe? For Philando Castile. Ashe? For Mike Brown. Ashe? For Eric Garner. Ashe? These are master teachers who taught us to defend, that we must defend ourselves. For Ahmaud Arbery. Ashe? Breonna Taylor. Ashe? For George Floyd. Ashe? For Rayshard Brooks. Ashe? We pour libation for more master teachers who made their appearance among us, such as the great Senegalese multi-scholar Cheikh Anta Diop, who is an historian, linguist, physicist, anthropologist, and political scientist. Ashe? We pour libation for the other great scholars who reintroduced us to the best of who we are, such as Dr. Edward Robinson, Dr. Joseph Ben-Yakin, Dr. John Henry Clark, Atlanta's own Dr. Asa Hilliard, Ivan Van Sertima, Francis Cress Wellesley. Ashe? We pour libation for the brother who showed us about the global African presence, none other than Dr. Renoko Rashid. Ashe? We pour libation for those brothers and sisters in South Africa, such as Nelson Mandela, Winnie Mandela, and Stephen Biko. Ashe? We pour libation for Maya Angelou, who taught us that to do the best you can until you know better. And then when you know better, you should what? Ashe? We pour libation for the great spiritual leaders who helped us to reconnect to who we are and our Creator, such as Dr. Miles and Ruth Monroe. Ashe? We pour libation to our Black Panther who left us too soon, Chadwick Boseman. Ashe? We pour libation for Bishop Dr. Barbara King. Ashe? And one of Atlanta's own, a master storyteller, and who lifted up Kwanzaa in front of us every year through the Metro Atlanta Kwanzaa Association. None other than Baba Akbar Imhotep. Give him a wonderful round of applause. Ashe? I pour libation for my mother, Glenda Faye Fenwick, who introduced me to the power of our culture, the best of our culture, and took me to my first Kwanzaa celebration when I was only 4 years old. Ashe? And now, brothers and sisters, please call the names of your departed ancestors who have recently departed, or the names of any historical figures that I did not mention. Would you call their names out loud right now? Just call their name. Ashe, Ashe, and for all those, for the children yet to be born, we say Ashe, Ashe, Asheo. So the ancestors are truly with us. And now, brothers and sisters, we want to get into the 7 principles of Kwanzaa, what we call the Nguzo Saba. Nguzo Saba means 7 principles, and this is the foundation upon which Kwanzaa rests. As a matter of fact, Dr. Karenga gave us the Nguzo Saba as a way of reintroducing us to a traditional Black value system because we have values that are unique to us. Ashe? And it's most important that we remember those values when we go out into the world, especially amongst those who have not been introduced to the best of our culture. Ashe? And so when we light the candles, that's when we're bringing light to the principles by living a virtuous and a righteous life. And so that's what the candle lighting ceremony is all about. All right, so I want to begin. I need to identify 7 young people who will help me to light these candles. I need some volunteers. I see one right there. Brother, would you come up? Sister, would you come up? Ashe Capricorn. Ayana, would you come up? Let's see, where can I find another young brother? I can't see up here. Where's another one? There's another one. Come on up. All right. Hurry on down, hurry on down. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. We got everybody. All right. I didn't know I called that many, but we're going to make it work one way or another, all right? Right. You all stay on the side of the table, and I'll call you up at 2 times. Right next to the table, all right? All right. So we begin with the black candle. And what does the black candle represent, everyone? Moja, unity. And I want you to come forward, and we're going to light the unity candle together. Everybody say Moja. Moja. Unity. Unity. All right. You guys stand to the side so everybody out there can see. Come around this side. Right? Now the next candle that we're going to light, we're going to be going left to right. The red candles represent struggle, and the green candles represent prosperity. We cannot have prosperity unless and until we're willing to go through struggle. So we're going to be lighting the candles back and forth, left to right, representing struggle and then a prosperous future. Ashe? Ashe. Now what's the second principle of Kwanzaa, everybody? I can't hear you. Well, what does that mean? Self-determination. I like how loud it's like, come on over here. You don't like the put your hand on top. When the candle's lit, I want y'all to everybody give them a strong round of applause. Oh, y'all can do better than that. Yeah. All right. Everybody say Moja. Unity. Kuji Chagulia. Self-determination. Well, what comes after Kuji Chagulia, everybody? Ujima. And what does that mean? Collective work and responsibility. Wow. Can I have a couple more volunteers who haven't helped yet? Okay. So you come over here. Who was the person that said over here? Okay. Put your hand on top of mine. We're going to light whip. When it's lit, I want y'all to give them a strong round of applause, but not till it's lit. Self-determination. Ujima. Collective work and responsibility. What's next, everybody? I can't hear you. What does that mean? Cooperative economics. Now, I need a couple of volunteers who haven't gone yet. Who hasn't gone yet? Okay, come on over here. Okay, great. Put your hand on top of mine. Remember, you got to give them a strong round of applause once it's lit. Don't lean on the table. Don't lean on the table. All right, give them a round of applause. All right. Now, we continue to recite these to make sure that we know them and can call them to mind at any moment. So repeat after me. Umoja. Unity. Kuji Chagulia. Self-determination. Ujima. Collective work and responsibility. Ujima. Cooperative economics. Now what's next, everybody? I can't hear you. What? What does that mean? All right. Who hasn't helped me to light a candle yet? Okay, you come on over here. And you come on over here. Yes. All right. Remember to give them a strong round of applause once the candle's lit. Don't put your hand on top of mine. But don't lean on the table. Hold on. I need to move a bit closer. All right. Put your hand on top. All right, give them a round of applause. All right, now we have two left. Everybody say Moja. Unity. Kuji Chagulia. Self-determination. Ujima. Collective work and responsibility. Ujima. Cooperative economics. Nia. Purpose. What's next, everybody? What is it? What does Kaumba mean? Creativity. Which of you haven't helped to light one yet? Come around on this side for me, okay? Okay, you can give me a hand too. Come on over. All right. Put your hand on my hand or on my arm. There we go. Give them a round of applause when it's lit. Come on, give them a strong round of applause. All right. We are almost there, everybody. Almost there. Repeat after me. Emotion. Unity. Kuji Uchagulia. Self-determination. Ujima. Collective work and responsibility. Ujamaa. Cooperative economics. Nia. Purpose. Kuumba. Creativity. What's the last principle, everybody? What does that mean? All right, let's light that one together. Everybody put your arm on top of mine, your hand on top of my arm. Got it. Give them a round of applause. All right, y'all can take your seats. Great job. Great job. Well, brothers and sisters, it's almost that time when we're going to bring on Giwayen Mata. But before we do, there's a short story that I want to tell you that encapsulates all of the principles of Kwanzaa. And it's called The Fabled City of Pali. And it tells a story that there was a traveler in Africa. And he was traveling through Africa, but he was troubled because he saw something that he had never seen before. And so he walked in the direction of the setting sun, and he saw a venerable elder. And he walked up to that elder and said, "Sir, can you help me?" And the elder said, "Well, what can I do for you, my brother?" He said, "Well, I don't know if I'm having a reaction, or if I'm having sunstroke, or if I'm hallucinating." He said, "Well, what exactly is the problem?" He said, "Well, I've traveled all over the world. I've been to all of the continents, even all over the great continent of Alkebulan, Africa. But I'm seeing something here in this city of Pali that I've never seen before." And the elder said, "Well, what did you see? What's troubling you?" He said, "I walked from one end of this city to the other. And every neighborhood that I walked through, there were only mansions. And as I walked through the streets of the city and through the neighborhoods, there was no trash on the streets. And in the neighborhoods, the children were out playing with peace and love and in unity. And then in the business districts, there were thriving businesses. Now, this cannot be, because every place that I've ever been, there's always a lower class, and then a middle class, and then an upper class. But it looks like everybody in the city of Pali is wealthy and prosperous." Well, the elder just rubbed his beard and smiled. He said, "No, brother, you're not hallucinating. You're not seeing things. We pride ourselves in the city of Pali with creating an environment and a community where everybody can thrive and live abundantly." But then the traveler said, but how did you do it? No place on earth has been able to do this." He said, "Well, if you desire to become a resident of the city of Pali, we meet with the elders of the city and the mothers of the city. And in the council of the elders and the mothers of the city, when we come together, we would then bring you in front of those councils and interview you and pose questions to you to see if you have the quality of character that we want to be as a resident in the city of Pali. And if the council of the elders and the mothers of the city decide to accept you and your family as a resident, then everybody comes out on the day that you're accepted. And everybody brings two things." The traveler said, "Well, what are those two things?" He said, "A brick and a dollar." Everybody say a brick and a dollar. And so the traveler stood back and scratched his head. He said, "A brick and a dollar?" He said, "Yes, brother. That is why everybody in the city of Pali prospers. Because on the day that we welcome you as a resident, each resident gives you a brick and a dollar." He said, "Well, how many residents do you all have?" He said, "Over 100,000. And that's why everybody has a mansion, because everybody gives you a brick and a dollar, and we help you to build your mansion too." Ashe? How many of y'all would like to live in the fabled city of Pali? All right? Well, guess what? The fabled city of Pali doesn't have to be a fable if we understand how to practice the 7 principles of Kwanzaa. Because if you were listening carefully, you could hear each and every one of those principles being enacted, though I did not call the principles by name. Ashe? So brothers and sisters, we're just about at that time where it's time to welcome Giwayen Mata. And I think they might be ready. If y'all are ready, let me say, I'm ready. I'm ready. I don't think they heard you. Everybody say, I'm ready. I'm ready. Well, if they're ready, we want to let you know that what you're about to hear and who you're about to hear are the daughters of Mama Africa and the pride of Atlanta, Georgia. Y'all should stand on your feet for Giwayen Mata. Make some noise until you see them. Make some noise until you hear them. Let me say, Giwayen Mata. Say it louder, Giwayen Mata. Again, Giwayen Mata. Right. Now, while we're waiting for them, also make sure that before you leave here today, make sure that you show the vendors some love out here. Ashe? Because they work hard and it's a wonderful opportunity to provide Ujamaa, cooperative economics. All right? Everybody say, Giwayen Mata. Giwayen Mata. Giwayen Mata. All right, give them a round of applause as they come. I think they're on the way. They must be waiting because they can't hear y'all.
Greetings, everyone. Habarigani, real quick. I am not Giwayen Mata. I am a part of the company. However, if you have any seats available next to you, please raise your hand. Ooh, look at God. We got so much space in here. Okay, now if you don't mind scooching closer together because everyone is family and we love each other and no one has the cooties. We want to make sure that everybody has a seat. And we do have some stragglers, you know, we don't see behind. But we want to make sure everyone who walks in does get a seat. So if you could just scoot it a little bit closer, you know, hopefully you got a mask if you go a little claustrophobic. But anyway, we appreciate your cooperation and pray that you all enjoy the show. Thank you very much.
of our guy? Somebody did some practicing today. I love it. Yes, we are here to celebrate Nia, which means Did you tell them this? Our collective and individual purpose here is to restore our people to our original greatness. Uh-oh, y'all. Our purpose is to restore our people to our original greatness and then to exceed that. Ashe? But, you know, it's not always easy to be on purpose, right? Sometimes it takes a little work, and sometimes it takes a little bit of encouragement. How many of you ever need some encouragement to get your work done? Okay. All the time. Which is why we do this piece called Kwanzaa. Everyone say Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa means to plant. It's also the granary. And it comes from a family of rhythms and dances of the Malinke people. And it's done to encourage folks to keep on working. So the song that you heard says, there's a lot of work to be done, so let's just keep going. Periodically in this piece, we're going to stop and start and hear some words of encouragement, words of wisdom from Giwayen, and words of wisdom from you. Get your words together. Brief words of wisdom. Powerful words of wisdom. I'll go ahead and start. I'm going to give you two. I really like this one. You do not need a mirror when your sister does your hair. And one that's near and dear to me right now, when you begin to carry your own water, you know the value of every drop. Ashe? All right. We're going to hear some words of wisdom from Giwayen and then from you, so be ready. Sisters!
And I know that it is important that we know when we're on purpose, how to follow being on purpose. But a lot of times in our lives, we move about not knowing that the very thing, the very ideas that come into our heads are part of Creator telling us that we're to do this thing to be what? On purpose. So, my word of wisdom speaks to the people who say that a thing is impossible. Those very people will be followed by folk who will move them out of the way as they do that thing. Be on purpose, stay on purpose.
can be incredibly funny, deep, you know what it means. I have two for you. The first one is, you cannot teach the path of the forest to an old gorilla. Right? This other one, I need your help. I have a friend, and I don't know what to say. We've accepted the situation in the family, and quite frankly, I thought that, you know, they married for love. So, here's the other proverb. If you marry a monkey for his money, if you marry a monkey for his or her wealth, the money will go. The monkey remains. Like I said, I don't know what to tell this person. I'm like, what is he doing? You know what I mean? And now, I'm like, if the monkey goes, they up a tree. And then they gotta figure out how to make a lemonade a lime. Think about that. Thank you.
Greetings. Here's a bit of wisdom for you. If you want the moon, do not hide from the night. If you want a rose, do not hide from the thorns. If you want love, do not hide from yourself. Rumi.
Good afternoon, everybody. I said good afternoon, everybody. There it is. My sisters and I, we understand the importance of connection. We understand that when you work collectively, you can achieve more. And we are all elected women who lead our communities. With that being said, my words of wisdom are, the greatness of a community is accurately measured by the compassionate actions of its members. This quote comes from Coretta Scott King.
Wonder which words of wisdom is gonna come from our audience today. Something your mama said, your granddaddy told you, your uncle was always talking about. Something really wise, or something really deep, or something really funny. Anyone? Yes. And you can just say it really loud and I'll repeat it.
When you know you're going to
when you know you're going to win,
you have the opportunity to practice humility.
you have the opportunity to practice humility.
That way, when you do win,
That way, when you do win,
humble is all that you are.
ooh, humble is all that you are. Ashe. And sister, thank you for standing up with that nice, strong voice. I love it. I didn't really have to repeat that. Thank you. Yes, we have some youth here. Mhm. There's hope. You don't. You have to. You don't. Have to. Pay. To laugh. Please say that one again. Because I don't think I got it right. And I think you did. Go ahead. There's hope. You don't have to pay to laugh. Okay. Woo, I'm loving this breed of children that we have in here. She said, I'm going to repeat myself and go slow so I can make sure that you heard what I said. Yes, right here in the center. Her mama said, in Jerry Allegheny, Ashe, stay black inside your mind. Yes, I love it. I love it. Yes. Do not grow weary in doing well. Ashe. Anybody up top? Okay, I see a hand back there. Yes, you. Come on, young friends. Go ahead. Yes. Mm-hmm. Wow, please say that again. He said, if everybody's awesome, then no one's awesome. I heard that. Yes. We had another young man up here. Yes. Really loud. Yes.
Okay, it is easier to raise a child than to fix an adult.
It is easier to raise a child than to fix an adult. Okay, I see what's happening here. People are like, I got one now. I got one now. Go ahead. It's hard to get your gift from God when both of your hands are full. Ashe, right next to you. Yes.
Knowledge is a garden. If it isn't cultivated, you can't harvest it.
Knowledge is a garden. If it isn't cultivated, you can't harvest it. Ashe. We got people in here doing research, pulling up proverbs on their phone. Like, I gotta get into this words of wisdom that they haven't said yet. Yes.
A lion has no idea what an octopus looks like.
Ooh. A lion has no idea what an octopus looks like. Olalo Kun, I think you should keep that one in your rotation. I like it. All right, I can take a couple more if there's anyone up top over there. All right. Well, I will take this young person here. Okay? Say that one more time, please. The smallest lie can become a big lie. I tell you, there's a lot of wisdom in this piece. I love it. Right here. Go ahead, right here.
A child who is not embraced by his village will burn it down to feel its wealth.
A child who is not embraced by his village will burn it down to feel its warmth. Ashe. Ashe. I see that hand. Yes. Yes.
One dirty build dam.
One more time.
One dirty build dam.
Oh, your accent is so beautiful. One.
Dirty, D-U-T-T-Y.
Dirty.
Pieces of dirt. We'll build a dam.
Ooh. One, dirty. Build, down. Our last one right here. Yes, this young person in the shirt that says live. Oh, I got 2 young people. Go ahead. I can't tell young people no. Go ahead. Yes. Little louder. The power that you got is the power of love. Who is raising? Y'all are raising some children up in here. And one more here, please. A leader is only a leader if it has followers. A shame. I'm gonna pass this on to our next generation of Giwayen matzah. Because we be leading, and we have people who are willing to follow and pick up the torch. So please welcome Yami daughter to close out our words with
Greetings, everyone. How are you? My word of wisdom for you all today is to do things today that you will thank yourself for tomorrow.
Giwayen matzah, let's break this down. I realized a minute ago that I came out here and just started talking. You not even tell you who we were. Do y'all know who we are? Oh. Well, I have a little information to share with you. A deeper glance into who we are as Giwayen Mata. Is that all right with you? Yes. All right. We are Giwayen Mata, the dynamic, soul-stirring, all-sister dance, percussion, and vocal ensemble. Shame. In the Hausa language from Nigeria, our name translates to the elephant women, and it is a term that's given to the leaders of women's organizations there. Just like the elephant, we are a multi-generational herd. We nurture one another, lead one another, and maintain our culture with dignity and with grace. Grounded in the dances, songs, and rhythms of the African diaspora, we present to you performance works designed to unlock and uplift the hidden treasures of Black womanhood. With our feet touching the sacred grounds of our indigenous American ancestors and the birthlands of our foremothers and forefathers of African descent, we stand tall, adorned in the beautiful tapestry of life that speaks to who we are as powerful daughters of the world. Ashe. So when someone says, what did y'all do today? And then they say, you say, I went to see Giwayen Mata, and then they say, who is that? What y'all gonna say? Go say that whole? Go. I had to put that out there. We are Giwayen Mata, the trailblazers, the ones who, 30 years ago, when folks said that women were not supposed to play these drums, we kept playing them anyway. Hello? So I have a question. Are any of the trailblazing Giwayen Mata women over the course of 30 years in the house today? My goodness. That's a lovely thing. Any of you all remember when our artistic director emerita, Omelika Kumba, would lead us in a little bit of hand clapping just to get a vibe going. All right, the hand clap probably. So let's see. I think I'll start with these folks over here. All right. That's right, Emma. Keep going. One, two, ready, and stop. Okay. Ooh. They go. Bam, 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 ba, ba, dee, dee, dee. Middle folks. Wait. Y'all don't have the soul clap, you have the upbeat. Okay. Don't go too fast for them. Yes! Over here, soul clap it out. Soul clap stop. Keep going. Soul clap back. In the middle, stop. Bring it back now, y'all. Hey. Everybody stop and bring it back. Hey! Yes! Everybody stop and bring it back. Now, I wonder, are y'all vibing with your neighbors on the toilet? Everybody stop and bring it back. Stop and bring it back. Stop and bring it back. Get a little bit quiet. Louder. Yes. Everybody stop now, y'all. And bring it back. I'm wondering why nobody's dancing yet. Oh, lots of dancing. Stop and bring it back. I see you up there. Yeah. Good. 1, 2, ready, and stop. I saw somebody over there dancing. All right. Give yourselves a round of applause. All right. So we're gonna keep this thing moving and cold moving. I just want to remind you all, we've been doing this for a while, and I remember at some point when people would see things that they really liked, they would scream, and they would holler and shout, and they would call out their friends' names. Can y'all do that for me today? I'm not quite sure about the sound of that. Woo. Can y'all do that for me today? Yeah, that is what I'm looking for. I shall. say yes, children? Yes, children! Those children are so amazing. So amazing. Give it up. What you just saw were the children from Quilombo Cultural and Academic Institute. Yes. Shout yourself out if you know somebody that go to Quilombo. Nobody said somebody. Maybe you taught at Quilombo. Maybe you went to Quilombo. An incredibly legendary institution in the Atlanta area. Yes. So shout out to Mama Tashia Umoja, Mama Aminata Umoja. Shout out to our director of these children, Giwa's sister, Nika Kelly. Co-choreographed by Sister Asata Salim. All right. And musical arrangement by Brother Ayatollah Kamal. Which principle does that remind you of? It's giving umoja.
Collective work.
It's giving collective work.
It's giving
Ujima. It's giving Ujima.
Kuumba.
Kuumba.
It's giving Nia.
It's giving Nia. It's so important that we continue to say the names of the folks who start our institutions, maintain our institutions, patronize our institutions, right? We want to give a shout out to some folks that we learned that Goombay rhythm and dance from. Mama Wilhelmina Taylor in Brooklyn, New York. Mama Wilhelmina Taylor taught Sister Tamika Tucker. Tamika taught me, and then I taught them, and I was like, Mama Taylor, we're about to perform your dance. And she said, really? Wonderful full circle. And I believe also Sister Nadia Trotter be rocking some Goombay too. Somebody said. So, just a little bit more before we move on. We had some sofa fire, we had some Goombay groove, all representing how women, how folks in our community are able to come together and create something beautiful. Because together, we are the merging of many pathways to Black womanhood. We are from out west, up north, the East Coast, and the dirty South. Am I the only one from the West Coast? Okay, I'm gonna say that again. We are from out west, up north, the East Coast, and the dirty South. I love it. We have layers and intricacies, spices and flavor, ways that can easily be defined and ways that defy comprehension. Am I right? You ever try to define what it's like being around Black folks? I mean, what would you say? It's spicy. What would you say? Active. Powerful. It's fun. It's joy. And still there's something in there that you might just have to say, right? Ashe. Much of our artistic repertoire you will see coming from the Baga, Bamana, Malinke, and the Susu people of West Africa. We use these traditions as a blueprint for us. They remind us of a very natural part of ourselves. They remind us to create our own rituals, employ our own strategies, design our own lives, and to invest ourselves in our own destiny. Ashe? We appreciate all of you who have been investing in Giwayen Mata over the years. How many of you have been seeing Giwayen Mata perform for like, I don't know, a year? That's what's up, news. I love it. How many of you have been seeing Giwayen Mata perform for like 5 years? 10 years? 15 years? 20 years? 30 years? Maybe you even remember Giwayen Mata gathering in the park before Giwayen Mata even had a name? Hey, thank you for rocking with us. There are some items around you all that we can get a little bit of house life. There are a couple of surveys, a couple of links, QR codes. And we want to just know how you feel. We want to know who you are. We want to know your zip code. We're not coming to your house. We just have to write it into a grant, I promise. So we just want to know a little bit about you, what you like, how you learned about us. And there's another QR code that offers you the opportunity to donate to Giwayen Mata. Some of you have asked, right? How do I donate? So there's some QR codes that are lining the walls. There's some QR codes that are on the backs of your chairs. And we're just gonna pause just for about 3 minutes and give you all an opportunity to do the survey, make a donation if you'd like to Giwayen Mata. We thank you so much for filling this house today. We thank you so much for filling this house today. It's absolutely beautiful and powerful. So just go ahead and take that 3 minutes. Even if you cannot make a donation to Giwayen Mata today, please continue to send us love. Please continue to come to our events and definitely get that survey. Everybody good? All right, thank you.
All right. Woo-hoo. Oh, me, I get your friend. She did a great job watching that camera.
What's your favorite meal with some fish on the side or in the middle? Somebody say catfish? Okay, standard. All right. We are going to lift the vibration even more in here. When I say akukuaye, you're going to say aye. Yeah. Akukuaye? Oh, that sounds so good. When I say akukuayo, you're going to say ayo. Akukuayo? Y'all were practicing. Y'all saw the clip notes? When I say akukuaye amansea, you say kuku. Akukuaye amansea? Yes. And this chant roughly translates to, I like to dance cuckoo because it feels good to me. Y'all feeling all right? Are you feeling good though? Yes? Okay. We're about to see in a minute because I'm going to have y'all come up here and dance with us. I saw somebody stretch. Akukuaye? You know what? Y'all ready? Were y'all ready back there? Okay. Here we go. Akukuaye? Akukuayo? Akukuaye amansea? Akukuaye? Akukuayo? Akukuaye amansea? Akukuaye? Akukuayo? Akukuaye amansea? Man, y'all sound amazing. I have some space up here on the dance floor for some people to come and dance with us. So come on up. While y'all are doing that, I want to give a shout out to Ekun Omode for opening our show. Yes, I'm so glad to see these bright green sweatshirts coming up to the stage right now. Nice, I love it. Yes. All right. So, I like what I see. Good. We got some Kilombo up here. We have some Ekun Omode up here. We have some sisters and mamas up here. We have our King Bay representing for the prince and the kings in the house. Yes. So I just need, oh yes, okay, I'm feeling that. Yes. Can we get a couple more warriors and brothers and kings on up here? We're going to represent our entire community. I love this. Come on, y'all better fill up this stage. All right, hey Rashida. I know. Yes. You can bring your drum. You bring your drum. Taiwan. This is beautiful, y'all. This is beautiful. movement number one. Number one? Okay, here we go. Keep going by yourselves. Go. Yes. 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 I love it. All right, good. Pause. How do they look? Now, I have a question. Do y'all know them? So I want you to cheer for them like you know them, okay? All right. Let's go movement number one again, okay? Movement number one. There are so many generations of things, people, beings up here. It's the best. Thank you for standing up and giving this some love. All right? Here we go. Moving number two. I want y'all to get low. Okay? Get low right here. Let's wait for our rhythm. Keep going by yourselves. Go. Nice. All right. Good. And relax. All right. Relax. All right. Now, village. I'm about to push y'all's envelopes, okay? And rhythm, you can bring it down a little bit. Just bring the rhythm down just a little bit. Bring the rhythm down just a little bit. All right. So, in the spirit of African culture, there really aren't any spectators. Y'all don't hear me. So that means that y'all are going to participate with your bodies, with your mouths, with your hearts. Mama is dancing in the aisles. All right. Anybody gonna stand up and join this mama and cheer on our folks today? Okay. All right. All right. Folks in the audience, here's your part, okay? You have this. Again, go. Again. Again. Nice. All right. My folks that are up here on the stage, we're going to put a little bit of extra on that, okay? Bring that rhythm up and bring me my break. Turn the volume up. Yes. little African dance and drum game, okay? All right, all right, all right. When you hear them go, what we supposed to do, y'all? Yes! And some of you know some dance movements that go with that. But we want to hear you. We want to see you get up on your feet and scream, all right? You ready? Baba Baye, will you do their shofar with your son? Do their shofar? All right. I'm counting on y'all now. Okay. All right. stand up. Where's our Baba Chike Akua? We're getting ready to do our 7 Harambes before we get on out of here. Thank you for jamming and screaming and clapping and dancing with us. What does Harambe mean? Let's pull together. We are going to do Harambe. How many times? 7. All right. Brother Chike Akua, it is so wonderful to share this show with you so many years.
All right, throw a black fist in the air. We're going to do our Harambe 7 times because we're pulling together. And on the 7th one, of course, we hold it. Ashe? Here we go. Harambe! 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 Hold it! Harambe!
And their generosity. Shout out to our family at Moving in the Spirit, our family at 7 Stages, our family at Hayfield Academy Theater, our Shine family, our Idle Crimes and Heavy Work family. We will see you all in dance class on Sunday, January 8th at Moving in the Spirit, 3 o'clock p.m. Have a wonderful, beautiful, and blessed end of the year. Happy New Year to you.